Anxious to hear, of course.
Mhm. So today we have a meditation for the sacral chakra,
Right.
which is the kind of creativity center.
Anxious to hear, of course.
Mhm. I don't know how to mute. So today we have, sorry. Okay. Um, yes, and it's about a lotus growing. So it's kind of actually a lot like our meditation from last week, but focused on just that one chakra.
Mhm.
So hopefully you'll like it. Hopefully you'll feel like it's different enough.
Okay. Let's see.
Let's see. So I'm just gonna start the music. And sometimes it takes a minute. I wonder, actually, I'm thinking about it now. I wonder if the reason I picked this meditation, that this one popped into my mind, was because of the one from last week, that it was similar.
All right.
You'll have to see if it's what you think.
Yeah.
Anyway, so find a comfortable position where you won't need to think about your physical body. Allow your breath and your energy to flow freely. Take some deep breaths, feeling the air coming down through your lungs and chest, deep into your belly and into your diaphragm. Focus your awareness here on the sacral chakra, 2 or 3 inches below the belly button. Connect with the energies of the sacral chakra and allow yourself to see it spinning and glowing with a beautiful orange light. Feel the physical body rise and fall here in that same spot, flowing naturally with the breath, like waves flowing in and out. Allow yourself to rock with the waves, either physically or just in your imagination. Give yourself over to the flow of this motion, to the flow of life. Then allow yourself to become heavy and sink to the bottom of a shallow pool of water. Here you are grounded and safe. Spontaneously, roots begin to grow from the base of your spine, down your legs, and into the mud at the base of the pool. You are connected and safe and fueled by the earth's energy. You notice the sunlight filtering in from above, and you feel curious to explore its light. So you begin to stretch toward the light. You feel hopeful and optimistic about feeling that light. Allow the water to flow around you and within you as you begin to grow taller and taller towards that light. With time, you break the surface of the water and you enjoy feeling the sunlight dancing on your skin. And you see it reflected on the water. You feel moved to go higher still for a better view of the way that the sun plays on the movement of the water. So you continue to stretch and grow, reaching further upward. You smile, seeing the interplay of the movement of the water and the sunlight. And you feel so proud and grateful for how far you've come since growing roots deep in the mud beneath the water. Then you wonder what might happen if you continue to grow. So you send more energy flowing upward, and a beautiful orange bud begins to form, full of potential and joy. And as you continue to nurture the bud, it grows fuller and wider, and you smile, seeing this beauty that you've created. You feel happy as you send even more energy toward the bud, filling it with hope and potential. Eventually, the bud is so full of the nourishment of the earth and that energy flowing up from the roots and the sun energy flowing down from above and all of the care and energy that you've sent into it as you've created this beautiful bud. Soon that energy can no longer be contained, and one petal slowly unfolds, flowing effortlessly and gracefully down into its own space. Then another 5 petals decide to join in the fun, and they unfold too. And together, the 6 petals form a beautiful lotus. Take a moment to reflect on the joy that's blossomed from this creation and collaboration. The lotus seems to be glowing with a beautiful orange, vibrant light. See yourself also glowing with a beautiful light. Return your awareness now to your physical body and place that vibrance, enjoyment, collaboration, creation, and all of the feelings that it evoked into your sacral chakra just below the belly button. Allowing them to flow and spin through this energy center. Returning it to harmony, returning you to harmony. Bring your awareness back to the breath that flows in and out, and the rising and falling of your belly. Awareness back up to your eyes, and in your own time, slowly open them and return. Sorry. That music stopping is so abrupt. um, Welcome back. How did it go? Anything kind of come through for you?
Um, I hear my own echo, Kat.
Oh, interesting.
Can you do something about it?
Let's see. Is that better?
Test, test, test.
Let's try three.
No.
How about now?
Well, hold on. I just, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's better. Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's gone. You
Okay.
pressed the right button.
You're right. I'm learning. I've almost got this.
I would be so hopeless with it. So you're always impressed with whatever you do. And you're fine. I didn't think that was similar to the last one.
Okay. Good.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Mm-mm. And that was really interesting because as soon as you said it's the second chakra, I thought, oh wow, this is really just the right moment for it. This is wow. As you know, as if I would have chosen it without being aware of it before. So that was really great. And the the orange flower kept growing so tall that in the end it would be taller than me. So
Beautiful.
everything got, how do you say that, closed in. So I was sort of sitting inside of the flower in the end. And I
Beautiful.
thought it was a feeling as if yeah, I think it's about time to set my creativity free again. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. And it was quite a long journey to clear the road ahead. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could say, yeah, absolutely. And that was a really nice moment because it's funny. I had this, when I look at my desk, I had this little sign up there. It's like a something painted or whatever, printed. It's like a sunset, and it says on it, "You are born to create." So, and I put it up because it was just really spoke to me. And yeah, it's such a nice feeling to sort of move back into that direction. Yeah, yeah, and to sort of and to feel what it's like. Of course, that's the difference. It's always so different to just talk about it now, but before just having felt what it's like. It's really
Yeah.
nice. Oh, I thought of you the other day. That's really funny because that was just the theme. Because I had forgotten completely about it. It's years and years and years ago. I went to some sort of, I don't know, it's just a soul coaching woman. I can't remember what she called herself. And she somehow made me have all these pictures in my head. Well, I usually have a lot of pictures anyway. That's my way of thinking, it seems. But that was quite extreme. And at that time, I had my own fashion label and my own shop and my own production, my own business.
Cool.
And then and it was about, oh God, this is so exhausting. And I had this, there was like a train with lots of, how do you say that, wagons? Sort of different
The cars. Yeah.
cars, exactly. And oh God, never. And I was sort of in front, like a horse,
Mm.
I was pulling them, and it was so exhausting. And then I said, "Oh, wait a minute. One of them is different. Um, one of them was floating in the air. It
Mm.
wouldn't even touch the ground, and that was my creativity." And
Mm.
that was such an amazing picture. Everything was so heavy and bored
Yeah.
and difficult to solve, whatever. But the creativity was like, wow. And I just thought of it, I think, because being creative, to me, it's got this quality, something very free flowing without any felt effort.
Hmm.
Like when you described last time what happens when you get these insights about what meditation to do, and then you start creating, and it's really light, isn't it? It's easy. It's sort of just pouring from, you don't really know where it's coming from, but it's just such a free flowing process. It's just the best I know, to be honest,
Hmm.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And obviously, it comes in different forms.
Yeah.
At the time, I thought, I was obviously creating with materials, and later I found out, yeah, different ways of creating. You don't necessarily need fabrics to create something. You can do lots
Mhm.
of things.
Yeah.
Um,
True. I
just
love that.
yeah, with your intention or something. So yeah, I loved it. It was a really great experience. I didn't think once of the meditation last time.
Okay. Interesting. Because I was thinking it's similar because it's like still a plant growing.
Oh, that's right. But I think last time, at least to me, it was a lot about
The
connecting all the
Mm.
different chakras, and you had this tree growing through the system, more or less. Wasn't that the picture? Sort of coming from, from growing from the roots all the way
Yeah.
up to there. And and it was a lot about cohesion, I thought,
Hmm.
or
Yeah.
coherence. And oh, I slept really well after that. That was great, really long. I felt really well, sort of, connected and balanced everything. That was
Mm-hmm.
really great. And I thought this is what it was all about,
Hmm.
so get a balance in the system.
Yeah. True. The themes were different, even if the tangible like subject part was the same ish.
Yeah, but maybe that's interesting for you.
Yeah.
It did not feel similar at all.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not. I maybe also because I had this more, tree image, sort of, yeah, last time. Yeah, I think it was more like a tree because it seemed to make more sense. A
Mm.
tree growing inside of me, and a
Mm.
tree doesn't need to have a lot of flowers or blossoms or whatever. It
Yeah.
wasn't really that main thing. It
Mhm.
was more about the trunk, I think. And this time it was really about something was sort of flourishing and yeah,
Mhm.
and thriving. That's what you say. Yeah, yeah. I absolutely loved it. And then it was much more about the color, I thought, because
Mhm.
you only had one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
And of course, yeah, that might be interesting to sort of build on that because, I always thought creativity is much connected to your throat.
Mhm.
One way to express your creativity, of course.
Mhm.
Uh, what we all do every day, more or
Yeah.
less. I mean, it's not all about being an artist, like you would think. Being creative is so much more. It's just basically how you react, isn't it? Sort of, so, what choice will you take? Yeah, and I thought that might be quite interesting, to build on. build on that. See where's the creativity coming out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How? What does it do? This is really fascinating, isn't it? Oh, how's that for you? Where do you feel your creativity most? In the second?
Um, ooh. That's a hard question. I think a lot of
Second?
it's second. I feel like a lot of it's also for me connected to my third eye and like receiving.
I was just thinking, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the pictures are, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I can actually really connect to that. Yeah. And it probably even differs, it doesn't necessarily have to be the same.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, absolutely not. That's great. But I thought it's, of course, you always say, the root chakra, that's your life force, and the bottom and the basic um,
Kind
themes
of
in life
physical
and
part.
everything, but it's really close to, it's not no surprise that they're so close to each other,
Mm.
those chakras. They're really quite connected, aren't they? Because, when in second chakra, everything seems to come alive.
Yeah.
And
In
yeah.
Japanese, there's an energy center at the like kind of similar location to where we think of the sacral chakra that's called the dantian. That's also the
The dantian,
life.
yes, the lower dantian. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Where is it? Where is it exactly again? I'm not sure right now. Is it the
Kind of by the belly
below?
button, like the
Below by the belly
chakra.
button.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like connected too with that life force energy and the creative flow of energy.
Oh, it's like they're put it a little bit more together. Is that what you're trying to say? Sort of the root chakra and the
mm, I think it's most similar to
life force.
the sacral chakra, but it's kind of also two different cultural ways of thinking about the energy.
Yeah,
It might not be
yeah.
an exact fit either.
And what do you do with that? If you sort of find similar, but a little different informations about one thing, what will you go for? Sort of,
Um,
what do you feel more connected to? Is
yeah, feel what feels true for myself
right?
and
Yeah.
and also like when I'm doing Reiki on other people, like where it feels true for them, because I get to experiment in a lot of bodies sometimes.
Right. What
But
do you mean? The different people or
yeah,
different?
when
Ah,
different
okay.
clients come in and I get to like feel their energy and see like
Yeah.
what shows up where, it kind of also informs how I understand the energy system. Like
While
there's
you
learning,
giving,
there's like the experience of like what does it really feel like and how does this showing up?
right, and then you start communicating about it while you're doing the session.
Usually I tell them about it after the session. I
After
let
the
them
session,
be just like,
it's quiet. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, just like drop into that like space. And then afterwards, I tell them, like, you had, this and that growing out of you, and like this is like stabbed into you, and like all the things about like their energy body.
Oh, wow.
And then
That's really.
why I think these things are showing up. And then usually we like somehow together we kind of like piece together, oh, it's probably
Oh, yeah. That's where it gets really.
trauma in your past and this
Yeah.
person. And yeah,
It seems to make sense then, or starts to make sense. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing with the energy work. That it's great to come to a point where you somehow manage to translate it into words, into feelings, into whatever sensations, colors, structures, I don't know, forms. And then it seems much easier for us as humans to sort of to get it and to understand. Otherwise, it's very, I don't know the word for it. Very, it's sort of slips out of your grip very easily, of course. I mean,
Yeah. A lot of the time when I'm telling people about what I've sensed in them, it's like they kind of know, but they it's like not as tangible to them. They're kind of like used to it. It's
yeah.
harder to
But I mean,
tap
it
into.
is very special. Because I mean, if you have this kind of perception, I have it as well. And you think, you know, to you it's completely natural,
Yeah.
and you see it maybe as a feeling, as a picture, but I guess it's always something that's moving, right? You know, it doesn't,
Mm.
it's not fixed. It doesn't stay the same, right?
Yeah.
And because it's energy, I mean, it's not
Yeah.
surprising. But if you're not used to that kind of things, it can get pretty, pretty demanding, I think, sort of, to,
Yeah.
oh gosh, you know, what's she saying? What am I supposed to do with that? Is that me?
Yeah.
Can she see that? Can she feel it? What is it? So it's
Yeah.
probably a little spooky. You know,
I
if
think
you,
so too. I
yeah.
think like people they understand that that's what that'll be part of they could choose if they want to know or not, but if they come for that now, then they kind of like understand that that's part of what's involved in the session. But at first they were kind of
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
is that my energy? And it's not. It's the things that they're carrying around that's like blocking them, not who they are as a
Oh,
person.
okay. Although
Or
you might
whatever.
sometimes see very clearly what's them. I mean, what's their energy too, don't
Mhm.
you? I mean,
Um,
it's probably both. Sort of what's the layers above, or whatever you see, I don't know, or
mhm.
whatever is blocking there, or seems to be foreign energy, not belonging to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it depends too, like if they're not open and I have to like kind of like crack into their
Mhm.
energy and like pull it so that I can like
Yeah.
even get in. But the people who are open and they're kind of more energetically attuned already,
Right.
then sometimes I can see like into like just like them as like a light being and like their whole
Wow.
like
Oh, that's
the
interesting.
body. Yeah.
The more open somebody is, and probably, I suppose it's got to do with safety a
Yeah.
lot, you know,
They have
feeling
to like trust me with their energy
absolute and
um
feeling
and
comfortable.
have like
Yeah.
worked through a fair amount of stuff already anyway to have that like to get down to that kind of core.
Right. And like you describe it, it looks as if the other person consciously or unconsciously wants to sort of hold it back, sort of
Mhm.
that can be the blockage as well, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
totally.
So you can't really see through the
Yeah. That,
uh,
yeah, true.
whatever it is.
Usually, like when they first come in, sometimes people are like totally encapsulated, and then I can like crack open like whatever it is and like brush it off, and then but then I can just get to like the first layer of blocks. But then it's like from that, if usually if they've come in kind of encapsulated, then it's going to take multiple sessions before they trust me enough that they want to be open enough to let their energy show
Yeah.
enough.
Oh
It's kind
yeah.
of like almost like taking off your clothes, like letting the
Yeah.
actual like
Yeah. I mean, it
showing what's
is.
inside.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And of course it's this the spooky thing is that, oh, you of course, yeah, man, you ask yourself, and if that's me, why can't I see it myself? Why do I need somebody else like you to
Mhm.
figure it out for me? Or not figure out, to watch it, to explain it. And yeah, that's, yeah, it's probably a little, can be a little intimidating. I found it really like that in when I first did my first series of body energy work. I was um, I was so afraid at the first session. I started to how do you say that? If when you sort of
Hyperventilate.
hyperventilate, exactly. It was amazing. I was, gosh, oh, I was so anxious and tired and tense and because of course, sort of being afraid of what's happening there, what's happening now, and what's happening if I open up, and so I can totally understand what's going on. And it took
Yeah.
a while until I was able to trust, and then all these great pictures starting to come up sort of on my side. Yeah.
Yeah. I think once people like open up and like trust, then it's like very kind of illuminating to find out
Absolutely.
what's
Yeah.
going on, because then they can work with it. If they're keeping it all closed and kind of locked in, then it's harder to process it and move through the blocks and like move on to the next phase.
And do they tell you sometimes about pictures, things they saw themselves while you were doing the session?
Yeah. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. And a lot of the time, like the things that they're seeing, like kind of line up with what I saw too. Or like they'll
Right.
say that they could
Wow.
feel, like
That's
I
great.
described pulling something out and they're like, yeah, I felt like kind
That's
of
great.
lighter and
Yeah.
sorry, I
That's
got
great. Also for you, because it's building up trust, right?
yes. And
It's
that,
sort of matching.
yeah, I think it builds trust for both of us. And for me, like when I first started, that is also part of what helped me trust what I was sensing.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I would
Because
say,
it's
oh yeah, I felt that too.
yeah, because you can't really I say that. I mean, you're not prepared in a way, you can't really learn it. I mean, you just have to do it and see how it goes, I suppose.
Totally.
For some, of course, it will always remain a mystery. It's like
Yeah.
what up, like completely
Yeah. I
nuts.
always, when we're talking through, if like whatever I'm saying doesn't make sense to them now, or they like, not that it doesn't make sense, but they don't have something that they can connect it to, I say, well, it might come later, or you might never know.
I was just about to say, I mean, it could really take some time until
Yeah.
some things are about to process through your system and show up in your consciousness or unconsciousness.
Yeah. Sometimes they have like more work to do to process things before
Yeah,
they can be
sure.
ready to release it in a session. Or it's,
Yeah, in a way, I mean, I suppose it's quite natural and even quite a healthy reaction. It's very human to first sort of maybe go a little bit more on the defense sort of state mode and saying, "Hey, wait a minute, Andy, what's happening there? What are you doing?" I have to get a feeling for that. What's going on until
yeah.
you finally realize you can't see anything else than what's showing up inside of me. You sort of you can't make it up. It's not a something from outside, something from somebody else. It's still me, and you can't take it away from me. And you, of course, if you wouldn't be very much maybe rooted in yourself or something, of course it could something could get mixed up. That's the only thing I found. Um, very hopefully not. Uh, sort of yeah, of course, you really have to make sure you're very much very rooted and sort of go one step behind so that everything can take place because it's not you, right? I mean,
Mm.
it's a very special, yeah, special thing to happen. Of course, yeah, it's
Mhm.
fascinating. For how long have you been doing that, Katja?
I always forget. Maybe like 5 or 6 years now.
Right.
Yeah. Something
Wow!
like that.
Hooray! It's so great,
Yeah.
isn't it? Oh
Yeah.
wow!
It's been fun. It's been a journey.
Oh yeah, it always is. You know, it's never like, oh, you open up that parcel and this is it
Mhm.
for the time being. It's always changing, right?
Yeah.
Change and also changing with you as you go along and grow and learn new things. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think too, like my awareness has improved, and also like the power of the healing part that I do has improved too. Like I used to kind of have to like pull things out of people, and now it just kind of like happens while I'm like, oh, well, look at that, and then I start to think, oh, I'm gonna have to pull that out, and then it just starts like dissipating on
Ah,
its
so
own.
it's really almost automatically sort of very soft.
Yeah,
Ah, no pressure needed, no effort.
yeah,
It's a good sign, isn't it? Uh,
yeah.
yeah, effortless. We have a very nice word for that in German. Some things you can't really translate.
Hmm.
That's okay, of course. But there's some words in some languages where you think, hey, that's great because it really expresses what it is.
Yeah.
It's quality. Of course, it doesn't always work. So yeah, but that's really good.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, Katja, it's nice to talk about these things. You can't do that with
Yeah,
everybody.
right.
Including,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's also something that improves. I think that mm, with the years you're much clearer about who you can talk to about these things. Way better shut up and
Yeah.
or just say, okay. I mean, not judging, but just realizing, okay, I think we're on different stars, and this is it. And of course,
Yeah.
it's not on me to um, tell somebody to come over.
Right. Yeah.
No, no. If it doesn't have any meaning, why should he or she do it?
Hmm.
Right? No,
Not
no.
ready, or just not it's not going to be
Or
part of the
maybe it's not
life
even
for them.
meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's just on the path. So,
Yeah.
it's really not the point of, yeah, that's what I found. And yeah, trying to just leave it as it is. So,
Mhm.
um, and have respect for that because you never know the story.
Yeah. And I
Mhm.
think too, like not feel like kind of threatened by their non-believing, to let that influence your own
Yeah.
thing of all the things.
But do you meet a lot of people who feel threatened or had sort of completely on a different star or not anymore? Because
Um,
it doesn't
I feel
necessarily
like
have to. Sometimes you don't even seem to cross their path anymore. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
more of the
Yeah.
people that I meet now are on the same star, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But some of the people that I'm meeting, like it's like the people in my immediate circle are on the same kind of wavelength as me, but then the people that are in their circle, like the second degree
Yeah. Yeah.
information,
Yeah.
some of them don't believe, and when they're trying to talk about it, then it's they have a hard time because the other person will tell them that they don't get it, or they don't understand, or they don't believe, or they don't care to hear about that. And so
Yeah. That can be really hard. Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
and then it makes that person kind of like shrink and like question,
Yeah, of course.
is it
It's
really real what I'm sensing and feeling?
yeah, it's a little bit like as if you would be talking Chinese and I would be saying, I don't know what language you're talking in. I don't even think it exists. No. And
Yeah.
that wouldn't feel very comfortable, of course. That's really awful. If
Hmm.
that's quality. And the other one wouldn't be able to see it, hear it, feel it, perceive it. Yeah, then obviously you eventually you will have to probably um yeah,
I think in
So,
those situations, people start to like censor themselves around that person, but then also you're not sure who else you can, um, who can you talk to about it? So,
yeah, yeah, but it's funny that now that we're talking about it, I would say it really gets much easier. It's just
mm,
not a subject anymore. Eventually, it's like,
yeah.
oh, okay, okay. Quite obviously, we're talking about different things, but
Mhm.
it's okay. But I know, I wouldn't go there any further and try to get anything out of that. But that's not there. So that makes it
Yeah.
easier, of course.
Right.
But it's even nicer, once in a while to have these kind of conversations, because I know that's just not, I would never expect it. So
Mm, yeah. Yeah. I think,
all over the world.
let go of hoping for it and it comes, then it can be so much more like, oh,
Absolutely.
great
Yeah.
surprise.
And otherwise, I rather keep it to myself, because I would get this feeling of, mm, I don't know, I don't want to put something out there that's really valuable to me,
Mm,
uh, or very that I consider very precious,
yeah.
and that just sort of throwing it out there that wouldn't be, how is that appropriate, that yeah, this sort of almost painful, it's like, no, I shouldn't do that, that's
Mm,
not what you're supposed to do with it.
yeah. Yeah. It's hard to be vulnerable with it in a place where it's not received well.
Yeah, absolutely. So then it doesn't make much more sense in that case to keep it to yourself, knowing that it's too precious to waste it, sort of. And of course, that I don't have to add, it's not about being big-headed, because that's not what it is.
Mm,
um, no, it's more like a very natural thing, saying, oh, that doesn't make sense here.
mhm,
um, yeah, but I remember it used to hurt me much more.
mm,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. Now that's not often the case anymore. But I would just then realize, oh, okay, okay, interesting. Yeah, okay. At that point, we won't get any further. And but for the time being, it was still valid. It was okay, sort of connecting
mhm,
whatever we had. I don't know. Yeah, that's probably a good way to do it. Yeah, interesting. Once you come across all these things, you suddenly remember that, or realize that things are really changing, keep changing.
mm,
That
yeah.
is kind of thing, especially that. What an exciting journey, Katja! Really
Yeah.
good, really great. So, is it still pouring?
No. It was kind of on and off during this call, but it's stopped now. I think it'll pour again though.
But is it typical for that season?
Yeah.
That's Ah, so you never know when you get the chance to go outside, more or less.
Um, kind of, yeah. Or you just go anyway. I took my dogs for a
Yeah,
walk this morning in my rain boots and my raincoat and just
but I
it
mean, isn't it far too hot for a raincoat?
it's warm, but it's better than like I would be
Probably
completely
be drunk,
soaked in
wet.
1 minute. So
Wow. You don't have that here. We have a very mild November. It's very unusual. It was almost 20 degrees, but it doesn't tell you what it is. It could almost be, yes, yeah, but probably something we shouldn't be too happy about, because it's
the bigger implications. Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's not supposed to be that way.
Mm,
Oh, anyway, that was really nice, Katja.
mhm. Yeah, thanks for popping on with me and doing this.
Yeah, that
Private.
was the right expression. Popping up in my little window.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's see. So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. It was
Yeah, thank
lovely.
you. Have a beautiful
Um,
week.
And you too. Exactly. See you next week. Hopefully. Yeah, I think so. I really try to make it.
I'll be here.
Bye, Katja. All the best. Bye.
Okay, so if you've been also joining and watching, thank you so much for coming in. I hope you've been enjoying the meditation and the conversation, and I hope to see you again next week. Also, I would like to invite you on Thursday. I'm having a masterclass called How I Stopped Being a Stressed, Overworked Teacher and Started Getting Paid to Do Work That I Love without having it all figured out first. And it's going to be all about finding your purpose. And I would love to invite you into the room for that conversation too. You can sign up at innerrainbowhealing.com/purpose-masterclass, or just go to my website and you'll find it there, innerrainbowhealing.com, or on Instagram at KATIA.innerrainbow. And I hope you have a beautiful week, and I hope to see you again soon.